Here once again live from Bay, Arkansas, the side of the 2A3 district tournament. Dr. Garrett Weaver, Coach Brad Davis, I'm Ryan Fletcher here for this final presentation of the district tournament, and it is a big-time showdown between co-conference champions, the number 1 seeded Bay Yellowjackets, the number 2 seeded Riverside Rebels. Brad, this has all the makings to be a instant classic of a game here tonight.
Well, there's already a buzz in the air from that fantastic girls game, overtime game, little fireworks at the end. It's a packed house. All they can really do is hang them from the rafters at this point to get anybody else in here. And these two teams, rich tradition, rich history.
Big rivalry.
It's going to be a great one.
Well, and you couldn't have said it any better. Again, co-conference champions, the 2 top-seeded teams in the finals. It is the Hall of Famer Buster Campbell versus the 4-time state champ Brad Brannon. We are ready for a classic showdown. When we return, we'll talk about both of these teams on the Suncom Media NEA Sports Network.
For over 20 years, Central Dealerships has partnered with Suncom Media and NEA Sports to bring you live coverage of sporting events in Northeast Arkansas.
From heated rivalry games to conference showdowns, along with playoff championship action, Central Dealerships continues to showcase the best games that NEA has to offer. Remember, when shopping local, Central Dealerships have played a huge role highlighting local players. Just like Suncom Media and NEA Sports, Central Dealerships puts NEA student-athletes first.
Today, the only way to get through the pain, trials, and uncertainty is to look to Jesus. We cannot grasp the infinite measure of God's love for us. At Central Baptist Church, everyone is welcomed and wanted. Each week, we join with Jesus in his mission to reach more people and lead them into a growing relationship with him. For more info, follow us on social media or visit us online at centralbaptist.com. See you Sunday.
In the early 70s, a small machine shop opened in downtown Jonesboro. Jim Alexander created a business that today fuels the engines of industry in Craighead County and beyond. From raw materials, Alexander's Machine Shop fabricates components essential to our regional economy.
My father told me that regardless of what business you have, the quality and service are the most important things you can offer to those customers.
We're Arkansas made, Arkansas proud.
And we're back here live for the Suncom Media NEA Sports presentation of the 2A3 District Tournament Championship between the Riverside Rebels and the Bay Yellowjackets. Guys, let's talk about the Rebels first. They are the 2 seed coming in wearing their road jerseys, maroon, here on Bay's home court tonight. Probably got to think a little bit of an advantage for Bay considering they are playing here in Bay.
Well, they're the 2 seed, yes, but these 2 teams are co-conference champions. Bay held that tiebreaker. They're the 1. They're here at home. I'm going to say Bay would be a slight favorite in that, but
yeah, it's close.
They beat each other head-to-head this year. It has been 2 very good battles. I think Bay won pretty handedly here at Bay earlier this year, but Riverside comes in. They're on a little bit of a skid. They played well the other night against Earl, but ended the last week of the season with 2 losses, 2 tough losses that I think maybe sometimes your sights get ahead of you postseason-wise, and I think they had a couple mishaps. Maybe that reset their minds and got them ready. But, boy, they're loaded, Brad. They're loaded with talent.
Well, I don't think they'll be looking anywhere but across the court tonight in this, matchup with Bay in the finals. They'll be zoned in. Yeah, they're at balance, so balanced. It starts with, to me, Brayson Timms, one of the quickest guys with the basketball in his hands, and that's got to be kind of one of the things that they'll look to do is get him out going in transition and push the ball. He can get to the rim and score. He can knock down shots. He can create for other people like Cash Gillis, the big guy for him. They can step out and shoot, score around the basket, rebound for him. Thatcher Durham's, he's a sniper from outside knocking it down. Grayson Taylor, Harrison McInally, all these guys can shoot it. They can create off the dribble and shoot it. So A lot of balance there for
Well,
the
you know, they're able to get a bucket anytime they really want to get one. But we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. About 4 minutes to go here in warm-ups. We come back, we'll talk a little bit about the Bay Yellowjackets. You're watching Suncom Media, NEA Sports.
Our family has been in the car business for almost 70 years. In that time, a lot of things have changed. One thing that has stayed the same is our commitment to customer service.
At Glen Sains, our inventory is growing every day. Between all of our 4 stores, we'll have 400 units in stock at any given time.
Whether you're looking to buy a GMC, Chevrolet, Buick, or Ford, we look forward to serving you and your family for years to come.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a better way to get equipment for your job site or construction project? Hug and Haul Equipment Company is your all-in-one equipment provider. They supply rentals, new and used sales, parts, and 24/7 service to keep you moving. And they offer competitive low pricing on the manufacturers you trust most. You'll love their fast service and versatile equipment. They have over 60 years of experience and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Visit hugandhaul.com for your equipment needs.
We are back with about 1:52 here to go in warm-ups. Brad, let's talk a little bit about the Bay Yellowjackets.
Well, like you said, co-conference champs, they earned that 1 seed on a point tiebreaker. They beat Riverside 67-46 here back in December. Riverside beat them 3 points in overtime at home, so you look at that point differential, what essentially gave them the 1 seed. And they're much like Riverside. They got a lot of weapons, a lot of guys. Evan Stotts, Justin Brandon, the reigning player of the year in the conference, Seth Spencer, Drew Long, Kate Hartley. It seems every time we've covered them a few times, somebody different has stepped up for them in big situations, and it'll be interesting to see who that is tonight. A lot of the nights I've covered them, I've seen them, they weren't the biggest, they weren't the fastest or most athletic, but they play really hard. They play with a lot of heart. Very well coached, obviously both these teams are, and they're going to create things on both ends of the floor. This, I think, is going to be a game of runs, and I think it's going to be a hotly contested nip-and-tuck game. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, the thing about this game, too, that I want to kind of throw in there is one, it's packed in here. It's a very good crowd, really good crowd for this gym. But number two, this is a glorified second senior night for these seniors. You may not get honored, but it's one more chance to play in front of your crowd in a huge environment where the environment is even better than it was on the actual senior night. So this is going to be electric for them. They're going to want to put on their best show here, obviously. So I look for this to be a good one. Riverside really needs to come out in this one the aggressor early on.
And typically they've done that. They've started a lot of games real hot. You know, one of the things they've done is let teams crawl back in. I've seen Bay get down early in games and crawl back in it. So you could see those type of runs in this game here as well.
Well, both teams disciplined, both teams well coached, both teams have really good players. This has the makings of what it should have as far as a district finals in this postseason, in this conference that has kind of been a gauntlet all year long. So it's good to see these two teams here. I expect nothing but an absolute gem of a game, and let's just see what happens.
Winner tonight will get the 1 seed in next week's regional out of the conference and play Wednesday at 8:30 against Palestine Wheatley. The loser of this ball game will be the 2 seed, and they'll play Thursday at 8:30 against Carlisle. Both games at Riverside High School, who's hosting the regional tournament next week. Bay's done a tremendous job this week. hosting this, and I'm sure Riverside will do an amazing job with the regional.
We're going to do the starting lineup here. Brad, I'm going to let you do that for this one. We'll change roles a little bit. I'm going to let you handle the starting lineup.
Well, the Riverside Rebels come in here 26-9 this year. They defeated Earl last night 74-70 to get to this game, coached by Buster Campbell. The Hall of Fame coach is Ryan said, already said, is the Mr. Fletcher has moved to the PA announcing and is getting the crowd riled up for this, but they don't need a lot of prodding. It's an electric atmosphere. It's packed house, and both sides are ready to roll. He may not have a voice when he gets back to us here, Garrett.
You know, he's been doing this a long time. I still very much appreciate him doing the broadcast or the lineups and stuff when I played, and that was a good memory. So he does a fantastic job.
Starting at guard for the Riverside Rebels, number 5, Brayson Timms. At the other guard, number 24, junior Thatcher Durham. Number 44, junior Cash Gillis. Grayson Taylor, number 15, he's a senior. And a 6'2 senior, number 33, Harrison McAnally rounds out. Same starting lineup all year for the Rebels. They play a lot of minutes. He'll go into the bench a little bit, but those 5 guys are kind of what you see as the lights turn down for the Bay Yellowjackets.
This is a neat atmosphere.
Lights out. Unfortunately, having some technical difficulties down there on the video board. I hate that, but that little Michael Buffer in me. It's only the 4th time in 25 years I've done that. So.
Number 3, senior rating player of the year in the conference, Justin Brannon. Number 3 there. Number 14, Drew Long. 5'11 senior, number 2, Evan Stotts will start at the guard spot. A 6-foot senior, number 12, Seth Spencer. And a junior at 5'11, number 5, Caden Hartley will round out the Yellowjackets starting lineup. They are 25-13, the 1 seed. These are co-conference champs. We've repeated that several times. They'll be the home team in white. Riverside will be in the visiting maroon. Brad Brandon, the coach of the Yellowjackets.
I love Coach Hall. I love Buster Campbell. I love Brad Brandon.
A lot of love in the building.
There's
tonight.
a lot of love tonight. But these 2 teams, there will be no love once the tip goes up. And this has, as I said, all the makings for a classic, some talented players on the floor, and the 2 best teams in this conference facing off tonight. Tip goes to Bay. Evan Stotts has it. He'll go. Justin Brandon, pull up 3, and immediately it's 3-0 Yellowjackets. How about that?
That was quick. Pulled up in transition. He's got that quick release and gets his feet set quick. Thatcher Durham, the answer on the other end, just off the front of the rim, and a rebound comes to Drew Long.
Bay has all the energy right now. You can just sense that in the building. So Riverside is going to have to do a good job of stealing some of that back. What they can't do is let Bay circle the wagons and shoot wide open threes or uncontested threes. Bay is too good of a team offensively and can put up points in a hurry. Riverside's got to force a turnover or 2.
3-pointer by Stotts, no good. A little bit long, rebounded by Gillis. Here come the Rebels. Timms dishes over to McAnally. McAnally down low, and a bucket by Thatcher Durham. It's 3-2 Bay.
Great find by McAnally. Great cut by Thatcher under the defense. Nobody saw him, and he lays it in.
Now that's what Riverside has to do. They got to find a way to put quick points on the board. If this is a half-court game that plays into Bay's hands, Riverside needs to run and gun as much as they can.
Little 2-3 matchup look by Riverside as they typically give several different defensive looks on this end.
Brandon gets a shot blocked. 9 on the shot clock. They need to go. Spencer, pull-up jumper. His shot is blocked. Loose ball. They've got to hurry. Three going up by Brandon. No good. Tipped in the air, and a foul's going to be called against Riverside.
Well, that was a good job there, Harrison McAnally, on back-to-back drives. He's able to deflect both shots. Riverside just unable to come away with it there. Bay's going to get a fresh shot clock.
Inbounds to Long, and it's thrown away. Timms will score off the steal, and he is a master at that.
He is literally, Ryan, he is quick as a hiccup.
He sure is.
He is the fastest person I know.
He's the fastest player on that floor, no doubt about that, and he will make you pay for sloppy passes. Spencer trying to work their way around the perimeter. Just can't get anything going right now. Now 15 on the shot clock. Spencer trying to find somebody. Brandon's got the ball. Skip pass over to Evan Stott, short on the three, and a rebound by McAnally. He gives it to Timms. Here they come in transition. They'll slow it up and set up an offense. Cash Gillis, no good. Rebound by Brandon. Yellowjackets opened up to that quick three-zip lead from the three by Brandon, and Riverside has responded with the last two buckets. High post to Brandon. He goes inside, no good, and an on-the-back call that will be against Caden. No, they pointed the wrong way.
They just pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, that happens. Officials for this game, A.O. Biles, Jerry Schrabel, and Brent Johnston. Two of the ones from the previous game. Durham over the corner. Grayson Taylor drives baseline, foul on the floor. It'll go against, I believe, Spencer. No,
George
Hartley. That's his second, guys. That hurts. Now Jacob Willard will check in. Hartley had 18 points and probably close to 10 rebounds last night for Bay.
I think Willard grows every time I see him.
He's big. And now the physicality that Hartley brings that's now out of the ball game, that's going to be a key factor potentially for Riverside to exploit. Timms moves. Oh my goodness, guys. He missed that one. That's a great move. And they call a foul, and I think it may stay down here.
It was an and one. They called a foul on the shot with McAnally.
So now Riverside on a 6-0 run with McAnally with a chance to add to the lead.
McAnally went up and got that rebound and then
Timeout,
caused a foul.
Riverside. 30-second timeout. We'll take a break and be back here in a moment.
We believe in supporting our local community. It is an important fundamental part of what we do as a trusted dealership. By supporting community events, churches, local schools, and sports, we contribute to the growth and well-being of our communities. We believe in the growth of all youth and the significance of faith-based organizations and their impact on our lives and the communities within. We at George Kell Motors prioritize building relationships based on trust and integrity. Supporting our local community is an extension of this commitment.
Out of the two big media outlets here tonight, aside from obviously Suncom and NEA Sports, and that's K8 and the Jonesboro Sun. And the two big dogs are there, Tuberville and is it Chris Hutchison, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Backdoor, nice set play there by Bay out of the timeout. Get it to the high post, backdoor, cut that bottom guy. Well drawn out.
Brad Brandon had seen something early on that he really wanted to exploit right there, you could tell, and he did just that. That was a great job, though, of the players.
Corner by Durham, in and out, but it's Riverside with the offensive board, and they're going to call Seth Spencer with a hold. Riverside will take it out of bounds. That's Bay's fourth team foul, and got a freshman checking in for Bay.
Three by Timms off the penetration by Durham is off. As Stotts rebounds, pushes it the other way. And they'll pull it out and reset.
Marquis Dodson checked in for Bay, the freshman. Stotts to Dodson, and he got it. What a bucket by the freshman, but you got to really credit Evan Stotts on the dish.
He was ready, though. I mean, you got to be ready for that moment, especially when you come up here and it's a different game. It's faster, it's stronger, it's tough, but goodness, he was ready.
Quick note, and I appreciate Shane Robinson. He's watching the broadcast right now. You know, we weren't sure on the co-winners for the girls. There has been that one more time, and look at Dodson. He missed the layup. Brittany Fowler and Whitley Boggs were co-winners in 2013. So
they were pretty good.
Yeah, they definitely were. They definitely were.
Both Division I talents played a lot for their respective schools.
And that would make sense why they were co-winners.
We talked about early runs. You know, Bay came out and knocked down the 7-0 run by Riverside. And then Gillis will kind of stop the Bay run here and give them a 9-7 lead.
.306 to play here in the opening quarter. Yellowjackets taking their time now. Stotts over to Willard. Willard thought about it. He almost turned it over. Brandon with a save. Now 15 on the shot clock. They're going to reset. Shot clock down to 12. Not a clear sense of urgency now with 8 on the shot clock. Now he's picked his dribble up. They're in trouble with 5, 4. Stotts better get it up. He did, and it's no good. And Dodson comes away with the offensive rebound. Back out to Willard for 3. No good. Bay cannot, it seems, struggling to score here early in this basketball game. Opened up with that 3, and they haven't been able to hit one since. Riverside now. Is that Emory in, correct?
Yes. Emory checked in for Taylor earlier. Thatcher Durham deep.
You can't leave him open. He is a sharp shooter. 12-7 Riverside, 1:53 to play. Guys, on that last Bay possession, they took so long to do anything. I don't know what happened there.
It just got stagnant. I'm not sure. The ball has not been in Justin's hands often. He's been off the ball a little bit more, and I think sometimes it stalls when the ball gets away from him, like it is on the other side of the floor now.
Well, nobody's moving. They're back down to 7 again. Drew Long fires a 3. That's off. And Long fight for the loose ball. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's out of bounds on Bay.
I think if Bay had let that go, I think it was going to be off Cash Gillis.
Yeah, you're right. And I think Cash realized he wasn't going to be able to get to it, so he kind of played possum there, and almost maybe they gave Stotts the impression it was going to be the other way. Rebels taking their time to set something up. They go high post. McAnally to the bucket, just forcing his way inside. And I tell you what, you got to give that guy a lot of credit. Senior out, ready, trying to win this district tournament championship for the Rebels.
He's playing strong right now.
Yeah, just went up and kind of bullied his way to the rim, then bullied his way back for an offensive rebound stick back, just being strong inside.
Rebels on a 7-0 run. You're trying to close out this first quarter of play. Stotts back to Willard. Willard jacks up a 3. No good. Dodson using his athleticism, and they're going to call a foul on Riverside. No, I was just going to say it's out of bounds on Riverside. Excuse me.
Dodson just being active inside, coming in, showing a little athleticism, not backing down as a freshman in a big situation.
He's the most athletic player on the floor, all-around athleticism.
Long back out to Brandon. There's no shot clock, 17 seconds to go in the quarter, and they're going to call a push against Timms. It's his first foul of the night. It's the third team foul against Riverside. 11 seconds, and yet again, there's just no sense of urgency with time running out. They go to Brandon. Brandon looks to go, double team, shot up, and he buries it to end the quarter. Good shot by Brandon. 14-9 Riverside after 1 quarter of play. We'll take a commercial break and be back here in just a moment.
We are Strasner Brothers Construction in Blytheville, and we build industry. We're one of Middle America's top providers of construction, engineering, and design services since 1980. We are a debt-free company, own our own equipment, and complete projects on time and on budget. So from conception to completion, Strasner Brothers offers all the services needed for your next industrial build. Strasner Brothers Construction, we build industry. For more info, visit StrasnerBrothers.com.
R&J Farms is a proud supporter of the Riverside Rebels and wants to wish the best of luck to both the boys and girls basketball teams this season. Go Rebels!
Back here for the 2A3 District Tournament Championship game. Start of the second quarter, Riverside has the basketball. They've got the lead 14-9.
1-3-1 look by Bay coming out of this quarter here. Dodson will knock it out of bounds. They're going to get him for a foul. But, Ryan, you mentioned it earlier. I think one of the differences on the offensive end for Bay is kind of a stagnant offense. Not a lot of urgency, not a lot of penetration in those gaps.
Just kind of working it around the perimeter. Nobody's really moving. It's kind of odd. Now, one thing, they don't have their inside guy to kind of work inside and back out to in Hartley, and that may be part of the problem. Not saying he's going to go get a ton of points on the inside, but he's a threat, and he works it back out. And there's another three, Thatcher Durham. And I tell you what, folks, if he gets this thing going, Bay's in trouble.
He can shoot it.
Go ahead.
He was on target with his first two, just a little short. Those last two have hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Good shooters make adjustments, you know that, and that's certainly what he's done so far.
And we've got a foul called against Cash Gillis. Coach Campbell wants a prime explanation on what in the world just happened, and he is not happy at all. He's giving the official an earful right now. 17-9, 7:16 to play. A new 35 on the shot clock for Bay. Stott's trapped over in the corner. He's going to get it to Willard. Willard. Now he picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Through long. Back out to Brandon. Over to Stott. Stott's long distance three. It's good. Nothing but net.
That's a pretty shot. Well, what's going to happen tonight, though, is Bay's going to have the Willards, Drew Long. Those guys are going to have to knock down some open threes because they're going to have those. And if they can't knock those down, Riverside's going to feast and get out in transition.
Tim's drive, shot up. It was altered on the shot. You better look out. He's trying to pick the pocket of Stotts. Stotts does a good job having eyes in the back of his head. Drew Long's going to fire the three. It is too much. And a rebound by the Rebels. Timms handles the ball. He'll pass to Taylor. Taylor drives to the baseline, kicks out to the corner. Durham. Now to Taylor. Taylor. Back out. Over to the corner. Taylor drives. Back out to now inside to Gillis, and he strips the nets. Good ball movement right there by the Rebels.
Good ball movement. I was just about to say they needed to swing it to the other side to side movement, get that defense, but they found Gillis at a spot that he really likes to score at that free throw line jumper.
He's dangerous from about 8 to 10 feet. That is really where he's so athletic, and he elevates off the floor well, and he's just got a really soft touch from 8 to 10 feet.
Long. Now to Willard. Willard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They got to go. Brandon knows it. He drives. Turnaround jumper going up. He got hammered, and they'll call the foul.
Well, that's just a heads-up play.
Yeah.
That's a heads-up play by Justin Brandon.
It is, and not a smart play by Riverside there at all, as they were in complete trouble. Here's a look at it on replay.
He's taking an off-balance shot. If you're Durham, you just maybe stay on your feet there and get a hand up. If he knocks it down, you tip your hat, go the other way. You leave your feet, bad things happen.
Good point.
Misses the first one, second one's up and good.
.507 to play. Riverside up 19-13.
15 on the shot clock as Durham takes one. He's off to the right. Defensive rebound there by Willard.
Here they go in transition. Stotts to Dodson. Dodson had a look. They decide to go outside to Brandon. Brandon drives. Draws some contact. No call out of bounds. No, Tim saves it. Here come the Rebels, and now they're going to get Dodson for a foul coming down the floor. May not have been a bad foul. With Tim's running down there in transition, it stops the play. And
well, I think two things there. I think one, Dodson should have shot the layup. But then two, 100%. I think Justin Brandon should have shot the three.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree.
I think sometimes you overthink scenarios, especially when the game is played at such a fast pace. Sometimes you don't play in the moment. You're always thinking one step ahead, when in reality, if you just let it happen the way it normally would, you're going to shoot either one of those shots, and they're going to be a high percentage shot.
Well, guys, and if you're Dodson and you're a freshman that's barely had, varsity minutes, it's probably a sense of, man, do I shoot it?
You don't want to do too much.
Yeah. It's almost like you don't want to overstep.
But you need to shoot those layups.
100%. Those are
if it's a
high
layup,
percentage shots. Thought Taylor was going to fire it. They were able to defend, back out to Timms, and bad turnover.
I don't know. I think everybody else saw the defender except Timms as he was trying to get to Gillis in that spot.
It's a rare mistake. He doesn't make a lot of careless turnovers. I think they're just kind of. I think you're right. I don't think he saw him.
Guys, this is honestly where Riverside, they had the 8-point lead, but they really need to be taking advantage. Stotts now launches a long-distance three. Brandon pulls down the rebound. Pull-up jumper is good. And now it's back to a 4-point game. My point was Riverside really needed to be taking advantage with Spencer and Hartley sitting over there on the pine.
Well, Riverside's play in this game is they need this to be high scoring. They need it to be a run and gun, up and down, that kind of game. And if it's 19-15 with 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter, that plays into Bay's hands. So if I'm Riverside, especially with those two on the bench, I'm going to try to force the tempo here and get out and try to push this up to a 9 to 10-point game at the half if possible.
Well, you got but two of Bay's three best defenders sitting over on the bench right now, and they're one guy that's probably their best inside threat. This is advantage Riverside right now.
Dodson was picking up his third on that foul there. Coach Brandon going with him.
He's willing to rock along and get as many good quality possessions out of him as he can. I don't think he's so worried about lengthy quarters with him. I think he's worried about good possessions and momentum and speed of play with him.
Eating up minutes for these guys with two that he's probably going to rely on at the end of the game.
Right. And Dotson doing that. He's doing a good job.
Well, I think Bay right here has done a good job of kind of weathering this storm, maybe trying to get it to halftime. And of course, there's still plenty of time left for some damage to be done by either team. That nearly forced into a turnover. 10 on the shot clock. Willard picks up his dribble, skip pass over to Long. Long doesn't have a look, down to 6. Stotts knows he's got to go. He drives, and he falls face plants into the ground. No call, and here come the Rebels. Tim's nearly lost the handle on it, and now forces a turnover, and that should be Bay basketball. Timms has turned it over a couple times here in the last minute and a half.
Bryce Smith checking in for Riverside. Thatcher Durham taking a seat. He picked up his second on this rebound a couple possessions ago. 2:08 left, so that may be.
You don't want him to get into a third foul before the end of this half. It's kind of dangerous leaving him out there. Long over to Stotts. Riverside being very stingy in what they're offering Bay. Brandon to the bucket. He will draw the foul. And Coach Campbell.
That's a tough one because in reality, Gillis is entitled to verticality right there. He's entitled with hands up if Justin Brandon initiates that contact. It's a good job by Brandon, but
I agree. But what's Gillis supposed to do?
He can't. There's nothing. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. That's exactly what he is supposed to do. You got to challenge the shot, play defense. Sometimes the call just doesn't go your way. I mean, that's a good job by both guys, honestly, on that possession.
And I'll say this. It puts the ref in a bad position,
too.
It does,
I mean,
that's hard.
Yeah.
That's a hard call to make.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do there.
I mean, let's say they don't call the foul. Well, then Bay's going to go ballistic because, you know, their reigning conference MVP looks like he just got mugged to the floor.
Right.
So I get both sides of it, but what's Gillis supposed to do?
No, I mean, he did the right thing. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
That was his second foul as well. Seth Couch checks in the game for him. Taylor deep three, no.
Here comes Stotts. Now, Brad, was that not Gillis' third foul?
That was his second.
It said second on the board when he left.
Thought we had maybe mentioned that he had two.
I said guys like Willard are going to have to be able to knock down those shots because he could have that shot every possession, but he's going to have to knock down a couple to keep Riverside honest. Otherwise, they're just going to swarm Justin Brandon and Evan Stotts.
Back out, three-pointer coming up Taylor from the corner. It's no good. Loose ball, Brandon's got it. He better slow it up. And near turnover on a lot of contact, long. Back out to Stotts. 45 seconds to go in the half. 21 seconds on the shot clock. A 19-16 Riverside lead in a very low-scoring game.
I'm not sure what the over-under is, but it's not hitting the over.
It's not hitting over. Long. Now down to 7 on the shot clock.
They're trying really hard to get the ball at the high post to Justin Brandon.
That hit the rim. And now a foul called on Willard. And that is the 4th team foul against Bay.
I'm unsure what happened there. Why was that the shot that Stotts took on the wing?
It was down to 3 on the shot clock, I think. Not a good shot. They're taking so much time.
See, to me, when you take that much time on the shot clock, if it's under 3 and we've not attempted either to drive or a shot at some point, I think that's a turnover. That's the equivalent of a turnover, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because it's not a good shot that's going to be taken.
Taylor tries to fire it up to end the half. It's no good. And after 2 quarters of play in a very low-scoring game, Riverside leads it 19-16. We will go to the halftime break. You're watching the Suncom Media NEA Sports Network.
For over 20 years, Central Dealerships has partnered with Suncom Media and NEA Sports to bring you live coverage of sporting events in Northeast Arkansas.
From heated rivalry games to conference showdowns along with playoff championship action, Central Dealerships continues to showcase the best games that NEA has to offer. Remember, when shopping local, Central Dealerships have played a huge role highlighting local players. Just like Suncom Media and NEA Sports, Central Dealerships puts NEA student-athletes first.
Today, the only way to get through the pain, trials, and uncertainty is to look to Jesus. We cannot grasp the infinite measure of God's love for us. At Central Baptist Church, everyone is welcomed and wanted. Each week, we join with Jesus in his mission to reach more people and lead them into a growing relationship with him. For more info, follow us on social media or visit us online at centralbaptist.com. See you Sunday.
In the early 70s, a small machine shop opened in downtown Jonesboro. Jim Alexander created a business that today fuels the engines of industry in Craighead County and beyond. From raw materials, Alexander's machine shop fabricates components essential to our regional economy.
My father told me that regardless of what business you have, the quality and service are the most important things you can offer to those customers.
We're Arkansas made, Arkansas proud.
Our family has been in the car business for almost 70 years. In that time, a lot of things have changed. One thing that has stayed the same is our commitment to customer service.
At Glen Sains, our inventory is growing every day. Between all of our 4 stores, we'll have 400 units in stock at any given time.
Whether you're looking to buy GMC, Chevrolet, Buick, or Ford, we look forward to serving you and your family for years to come.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you looking for a better way to get equipment for your job site or construction project? Hug and Haul Equipment Company is your all-in-one equipment provider. They supply rentals, new and used sales, parts, and 24/7 service to keep you moving. And they offer competitive low pricing on the manufacturers you trust most. You'll love their fast service and versatile equipment. They have over 60 years of experience and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Visit hugandhaul.com for your equipment needs.
At George Kell Motors, we believe in supporting our local community. It is an important fundamental part of what we do as a trusted dealership. By supporting community events, churches, local schools, and sports, we contribute to the growth and well-being of our communities. We believe in the growth of all youth and the significance of faith-based organizations and their impact on our lives and the communities within. We at George Kell Motors prioritize building relationships based on trust and integrity. Supporting our local community is an extension of this commitment.
We are Strasner Brothers Construction in Blytheville, and we build industry. We're one of Middle America's top providers of construction, engineering, and design services since 1980. We are a debt-free company, own our own equipment, and complete projects on time and on budget. So from conception to completion, Strasner Brothers offers all the services needed for your next industrial build. Strasner Brothers Construction, we build industry. For more info, visit StrasnerBrothers.com.
R&J Farms is a proud supporter of the Riverside Rebels and wants to wish the best of luck to both the boys and girls basketball teams this season. Go Rebels!
We are back here at Bay High School for the finals of the 2A3 district tournament. The Riverside Rebels lead the Bay Yellowjackets 19-16 here at half. Low-scoring affair. Looking at the stats, you can see that. Both teams not shooting a great percentage from the field. Low scoring on the free throws, not drawing a lot of getting there very much. Not a lot of turnovers, so just kind of a slow pace, not shooting it well.
Well, Bay has taken the air out of the ball, so to speak, the way they have been offensively. Riverside has tried to push it a few times, but unsuccessful. And when you're only getting one shot, which 3 offensive rebounds, they're not going to get many second chance opportunities that way. So then Bay walks the ball up the floor, passes it around, runs 28 to 32 seconds off the clock, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in doing so, they have completely controlled the pace of play in this one.
And we discussed that about their offense, but that may be by design to kind of take shots late into the shot clock, kind of keep it, especially with the foul trouble they had early in the game. Hartley went out right off the bat with 2 fouls and a couple others, so maybe slow the pace down. And 2 7-0 runs got it to 14, but they went to a 1-3-1 defense there in the second quarter, and that kind of slowed Riverside's pace down on the offensive end as well.
I think Riverside was or Bay was all about weathering the storm in the first half there. I really think that was their logic in let's get these guys, back in the game here in just a little while and get going again full strength. So while these guys are out, let's just work it around. If we get a great shot, we get a great shot. If not, we're not forcing anything. And I think they did a good job of keeping it close and giving themselves a chance to get healthy.
Hartley and Long sitting a lot there for the Yellowjackets in foul trouble. Thatcher, Durham, and Cash Gillis going to the bench with 2 for Riverside late in that half, so things to keep an eye on coming out here in the second half. As we're about a minute 15 from the start of that, it should be the Yellowjackets' ball to start the half.
Well, Riverside's got to be careful. Bay too. Those key players. What you don't want to do is pick up a cheap foul here. If you get one, you get one, but no cheap ones. You want to make sure that they're all just calls that are fair in this point of the game. You don't want to have to sit the entire third quarter, as that could really cause problems down the stretch.
Looking ahead to next week, the regional will be at Riverside High School. Mariana and Barton, the 2A3 conference is matched up with the 2A6. Mariana and Barton boys are playing their conference championship game, I believe, tomorrow night. So that'll be the 1 and 2 seed. So that will determine the other side. We mentioned earlier the winner of this game will get the 1 seed and play Wednesday at 8:30 against Palestine Wheatley. The loser will be the 2 seed playing Carlisle Thursday at 8:30. EPC boys will be the 4 seed and they'll get the winner of that Mariana Barton game Wednesday at 5:30, while Earl, the 3 seed, will get the loser of that game Thursday at 8:30 next week at Riverside.
All right, it is time to start the second half. Riverside leading it 19-16 in a very low-scoring first half. Bay gets the basketball, and they've got their original starting 5 back in the game.
Both teams going with that. Both teams a little foul trouble, so we'll see how that. Keep an eye on that in this early portion here.
They still okay with playing a slow-paced game. They're really just, I feel like, trying to take Riverside out of what they do best. And Bay said, hey, we feel like we can beat you in a half-court set.
Runner by Stotts, no good. Gillis pulls it down, and here's Timms the other way. Gets to splits. What a move.
That's
great,
unbelievable.
Great footwork. Kind of split the defenders and a little up and under to lay it in.
It's what he does best, and I really, truly don't believe there's anybody in this conference that does it better.
You've got to find him early in transition. You can't let him get a full head of steam by half court, because not only is he quick, but he's got good footwork to avoid running over people.
You got to make him change direction.
Correct.
You have to. If he's a straight line, you're not catching him.
Brandon with it up top, swings it over to Stotts. They're trying to work it inside.
Running out of time. Seth Spencer gets mugged, and that will bail the Yellowjackets out and give them a new 35.
Well, if Spencer would have been able to get a shot off right there, at least attempted a shot.
Well, he's going to the line trying to
And
trying to get him.
If he would have tried to release that, I think he might have had a case for it.
So that's a good good free throw shooter. He's had a quiet offensive tournament.
That's about 3 or 4 times, guys, that I think Riverside has left their feet defensively when it's been a tough shot for Bay and fouled and gave them a fresh set or a free throw as they catch Hartley under the backboard, and Gillis comes down with the rebound.
Good defense by Gillis there, keeping his hands up. Had Hartley underneath the bucket, nowhere to go. Now Riverside content to kind of pull it out and set up the offense with a 5-point lead and 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Battle inside by Long and Gillis. Try to gain position. Got to be careful there not to draw like what you saw, those cheap fouls. Trying to chicken fight.
Wow,
Riverside.
I did not realize that the shot. No, I
No
don't
one
think anybody did.
Nobody in here knew that.
That's unbelievable.
Not a single person in here on either side knew that the shot clock was about to expire.
Y'all, we've called a lot of games this year, and I don't think we've ever had – there's a timeout taken by Bay. I was going to say, I don't think we've had this many come close or hit a shot clock violation like tonight. We'll take a 30-second break and be back here in just a moment.
For over 20 years, Central Dealerships has partnered with Suncom Media and NEA Sports to bring you live coverage of sporting events in Northeast Arkansas.
From heated rivalry games to conference showdowns along with playoff championship action, Central Dealerships continues to showcase the best games that NEA has to offer. Remember, when shopping local, Central Dealerships have played a huge role highlighting local players. Just like Suncom Media and NEA Sports, Central Dealerships puts NEA student-athletes first.
Back to Bay. It is 21-16 in favor of the Rebels. Coach Brandon takes a timeout. He's got 3 remaining. Buster Campbell has all 5 of his timeouts left. Coach Campbell's often notorious for holding on to those for later in the basketball game.
If he don't take one in the first 15 seconds, he may not take one
You're
for
right.
the whole first half.
All 5 of them will come within the last 2 minutes. Spencer, long distance 3, no good. Rebound by McAnally.
Coach Campbell trying to get them to push the tempo, push the ball. They didn't, so they'll have to set up Bay in a man-to-man look.
Three-pointer from way out, no good. Tipped, and they're going to call a foul on Riverside. That one is against, who was it, 15? That's Taylor.
They're not going to get. You're not going to be able to just even attempt to tip a rebound out. If there's any bodily contact at all, they're calling it.
They
out.
are, 100% on both
you have
sides.
to understand that.
Yeah.
So as players, you got to adjust.
I agree.
That's 2 for every player on Riverside on the floor.
Stotts wanting the ball over on the far side. They're just too far away from him right now. Spencer penetrates to the hole, and they call a foul on the floor. Spencer was wanting to go to the line, and Rebel fans wanted a walk, and I think he might have walked.
That's a 3rd on McAnally.
Three-pointer by Spencer, no good.
We'll try to get him involved offensively, but nothing's able to go down. The only shot he made was the one after the whistle was blown.
Well, 3 players for Bay have points, and 2 of the 3 have 14 of the 16.
Well, that's
the 16
third.
points with 4:09 to go in the third quarter. That's pretty bad. Same scenario for Riverside with 21.
That's the 3rd foul on Bryson Timms.
That's tough.
If he picks up another here, there is a quarter and a half left to play. He has to be smart late in this one.
Coach Campbell not taking him out, not sending anybody in for him. I don't really blame him.
He's the smart player. He understands that. The key is when you play at the pace that he plays, you can't run over anybody, though.
Hartley, jumper, no good. Tipped, and somehow Stotts tips it back to Brandon. Turnaround for 2. And guys, is that the first bucket of the half.
It is. It sure is. About 4.5 minutes in, Bay finally gets on the board here in the third quarter. The fact that neither team may have 25 points heading into the third quarter is crazy.
Something. Reminds me of a Brooklyn Bearcat game back in the day. Rebound by Justin Brandon.
Well, what's tough is when the wind is taken out and the game is slowed down like this, as a ball player, as a shooter, you can't get any kind of rhythm.
You're right.
And so possessions drag on. You're not finding rhythm, or you fall out of rhythm. So it's hard to get stuff generated when the game is slowed down, in my opinion.
Go to Hartley and try to get it back outside. 10 on the shot clock. Spencer now to Stotts. Stotts drives baseline. Over to the corner. Brandon goes to the hoop. He got it. Great shot by Brandon. He was smart on that one. Instead of trying to flail into contact, pull up jumper and made it.
Well, he's a very, very intelligent player, and it helps when you want to slow games down like this. It helps to have the conference MVP on your team.
He's got 13. Taylor nearly loses the handle on it. Going to push it back out to Durham. Durham's going to spot up for three. Got it. How about that? Great response.
I'm not sure as he took it. I wasn't sure about that shot, but he got his feet set. He got elevated, and it looked pure out of his hand.
Well, he's got 9 as a team high, and I talked to his dad at the half. I said, "Well, your kid's got a third of the points for you guys." Spencer back out to Hartley. He's at the top of the key. He tries to penetrate. Spencer pump fake over to the corner. Stotts has got a look. It's way off. Brandon's got the ball. He dribbles it off his foot, and now Riverside has the basketball. They'll look to extend a 4-point lead. Durham out to Timms. Timms fires from way out. No good. And it's out of bounds. They say it is Rebel basketball. Coach Campbell wanting a foul. Drew Long coming out. I missed who just checked in. Was it Willard?
Yeah, Willard's in the game now for Bay. Kick out to Timms. He's going to drive and kick to McAnally. Great job. Yeah, great job by controlling, getting his feet set, and going up without running over anybody.
Yeah, I think if he continues full speed there, I think it would have been an offensive foul. So that's a really good job of gathering.
Well, he's got 9. He's tied for the team high with Thatcher Durham. Senior showing out tonight. Spencer gets it to Willard in the corner. 48 seconds and 18 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper by Brandon, no good. And Evan Stotts is going to get called for being on the back.
.43.
37 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Riverside going to take their time. They will have an opportunity, potentially, even if Riverside runs it down to score. Durham back out to Timms, who drives and no good, but there's McAnally again. Tries for another stick back, and you can't keep letting him have those opportunities. He bullies his way in for some more points. Brandon now. Time running down in the third quarter. Shot going up, it's short, and at the end of 3, Riverside Rebels lead this one 28-20 on the Suncom Media NEA Sports Network. Got an upset alert over in the 4A3. The Brooklyn Bearcats are being reported that they got beat to the Blyville Chickasaws in the semis of their district tournament. So that's something.
You know, Ryan, that's about the fourth time they've played this year.
Yeah.
You know, Blyville is a 5 seed in that conference, but not a bad team at all.
No, not at all.
And so once you play somebody that many times, it's hard to beat them every time.
And, Brad, that's the thing with Blyville. I mean, it probably took this long for them to truly come together and find their identity. They were a brand-new coach with almost all new players, but still very talented. That game, that was being played up in Highland, I believe.
Turnover on this end, so Bay will get it. Brooklyn will host their regional as well, so Riverside, Brooklyn, and Manila all hosting regional tournaments next week. Searcy is about as close as you're going to get for a state tournament in our area.
Yeah. Stotts pull-up jumper is going to be good. I thought it was short, but
I thought it was going to rim out.
28-22, Rebels. Trying to get it down low, and they're going to call a hold against Evan Stotts. Rebel fans are going to sarcastically clap. And Grayson Taylor's going to inbound the ball. Trying to get it inside, and about a 5 second. Oh, they call 5 seconds. I was about to say it almost hit, and now Buster Campbell is not happy, saying they got it in.
Well, if he counted 5 as it was before it was possessed inbounds, and even if the whistle's late, it's a 5 second call.
You're right. You're right. Willard has a wide open look, but just not content to shoot. Stotts for 3, and he got it. Oh, my. 28-25. Riverside needs to respond right here. Timms measuring the floor. You got McAnally. It might be a little too late now. Brandon guards him, gets it back out to Durham. Durham going to now down to 6 on the shot clock. Timms around, and that's perfect for, he's short. But somehow gets the ball. You don't give him a second chance.
Well, I'm not sure how the ball stayed on the floor that long, but great job of Timms recovering and not giving up on the play.
And you make a great point because Coach Brandon literally just looked at, I think it might have been Justin, and said, grab the ball.
Well, McAnally, I think, tipped it down off the rebound, and Timms turned around after the miss, stayed with it, and picked it up and laid it in. So credit both those guys for keeping it alive offensively.
No doubt. 5-point game. Spencer turns it over. I don't know who he was going to.
Well, I think he was going to Stotts and then maybe switched to Brandon, and then got it about halfway between them, which ended up with Timms as he loses it out of bounds the other way. River fans want a foul.
Yeah, and he was just completely out of control
I think so. I think in that maybe there was contact. I mean, I'm not saying there wasn't, but in that scenario, I think he got caught, just lost control of the ball. And
they better
have a
hurry.
chance.
Oh, my. Wow. I don't – just went brain dead. Everybody left Stotts by himself. He's screaming. Barely got it in. Three-pointer by Willard. Too much. Hartley comes in. Offensive board and stick back. And that's where he is big.
That's where they missed that in the first half, and he is so athletic. Riverside they were standing around on the three-point attempt right there. Not a body anywhere to be seen. on him, and Hartley is he's able to sky up and get the rebound.
I'm going to tell you guys, if Riverside loses this game, I feel like where they're going to have lost the game is in the first half. When he was in foul trouble, they could have went down low to especially Cash, but also to McAnally and made them pay, and they just didn't exploit that enough.
There was also Tim's foul on Tim, so his fourth of the game.
That's big.
He better be very careful with this much time left in the basketball game. If they lose Bryson Timms, that is going to be detrimental.
Well, and what he's got to be careful of more than anything is I don't think he'll run into maybe a silly reach or something.
It's running over somebody.
You're right. That's exactly where it'll come from. Oh, stolen away. Bad pass. Here comes Hartley.
Yeah, right here, you got to be careful, Bryson.
And he was smart.
Here's the thing. You give them the 2 points and you stay in the game. You're more valuable than 2 points.
Timeout Riverside will take 1-2. It is tied up in Bay. On the
back, 4:23 to be exact to play here in the fourth quarter, and we are all tied at 30 as Riverside called a timeout, looking to regroup here. Bay on a little bit of a run. Riverside needs a good offensive possession right here, Brad.
Yeah, Tim's had to kind of give up there in that transition, and I think McAnally was down there too with 3, so they just kind of had to wall up and give up the bucket. But they'll get the ball back here. They need to answer.
Going to let Durham run the point here, and they're going to try to isolate Timms down low. I'm not real sure I understand. Tim's got to be careful.
Who's the foul
He's
on?
got to be careful. Okay, if Bryson,
that's
he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. I mean, in that scenario, there's no point. You've got to use your head.
They're both being physical.
They could have called a double foul.
That's you just let that go. All right, 30-30 timeout, and what happened?
They called 5-second call the other way. Taylor,
and he was saying, I think Taylor was saying, I'm calling timeout.
He's trying to call timeout.
Yeah, in his defense.
That's a tough break.
That's 5 seconds in a turnover on a lob pass. They're having trouble with those baseline out of bounds.
Brandon,
it didn't. He's going to get the roll.
It did everything but drop. All right, Buster Campbell saying, let's go. He's trying to. And now they're going to call a foul on Willard.
That's the 14th foul, so the next one, Riverside will be shooting.
And that definitely was a hold right there. Good call.
Baseline out of bounds again for the Rebels. They're going to have to try to figure out how to get it in bounds. As they get it up,
they didn't waste time, but they threw it away.
They try to go quick and off his hands. That's 4 straight possessions on the baseline out of bounds on the turnover.
Buster Campbell is infuriated with his guys right now. That was the good old-fashioned good gosh with a slap of the hands. He's frustrated.
This has been, it's been a strange game, but it's two of the best teams, probably the 2 best teams for sure in this conference battling.
Missed 3, but there's Hartley again. He got fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
I think McAnally's upset there, and it's hard to say was it a foul, but ultimately, if you get the rebound on the missed shot, there's no chance for a foul there,
Well, right, and he also may be frustrated by the fact that he or one of his teammates didn't get the rebound, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're showing that frustration, and
Yeah.
I love that because
Yeah.
you should have that energy. But if Riverside's able to get that rebound, none of that happens.
Hartley has ice in his veins.
4th on McAnally as well, so he and Tim's both with 4 fouls.
Three-pointer from way out, Durham. No good, and a foul called on Gillis.
That will send Bay to the free throw line.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong spot.
Yep.
I'm looking at timeouts. It's only 3. You're right. So
Coach Campbell upset. A lot of fouls being called away from the ball.
Well, both ends are. Gillis is really battling for position. They're battling. It's a lot of battling inside. And you can probably get one or the other at any point.
It's just like the question is like, how do you determine when to call that?
Right.
That's hard for either team to accept. Yellowjackets clinging to a 2-point lead. They have not led hardly at all in this one, but they're leading late. 2:50 to go. Hartley to drive, kicks to Spencer. Out to Stott, 7 on the shot clock. Brandon, pump fake, shot going up, no good. And good job by McAnally.
it's good hands because if Bay's able to get, Willard's able to get a hand on that, he might have spun and had a wide open layup.
Well,
so.
that and, you know, the way they're kind of calling the fouls off the rebounds, I thought Willard might get called for one, but he laid off just a bit. That is a...
Ooh, Tim's better be thankful.
And I'm going to tell you right now, Jerry Schrabel came in because A.O. Biles was about to call a charge.
I think he was going the other way with it.
He was 100% about to call a charge, and Schrabel overruled him.
That should be...
I think that's
the
2
fifth.
shots.
Yeah, that's the 5th, so that'd be 2 shots for Tim's.
Well, and you know he can shoot it. I don't think... Is it 4 or 5? No, they're saying it's 4.
It's only 4. The board was wrong.
It is 4.
The board, they're saying the board is wrong, that it's only 4.
It is 4. They're making it very clear that is 4. Official scorekeeper saying so. Now they're going to get their scorekeeper and Bays together. But the bottom line, I say Bays, this tournament director or tournament scorekeepers together, and she shows 4 to Bays. And now they're going to figure it out. See what they come up with. They're going to compare some stats right now. Both teams are going to huddle up. Guys, I mean, it's starting to come alive a little bit here in this final quarter.
Well, it's getting late. It's a 1-possession game.
And they've overruled and they said 5.
They came up with 5. And that's the right thing there.
Yeah, for sure.
It may have just been a miscount where if you're keeping the book correctly, which I think both these ladies do a tremendous job. You mark time and when the foul was called on who, and so you can go back and look and say, all right, that was 5.
I am all for gathering together and getting it right.
Oh, and ultimately that's what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what both of them would want.
Good job by the officials to do that. Good job by the scorebook keepers. Tim's up for the second one. He buries it, and we're tied at 32. Buster Campbell and Coach Hall up telling his defense to get it going. Big defensive possession here for Riverside. Obviously, Bay needs to score. Spencer picks up his dribble. There's nobody guarding him, though. Kind of hovering around the front court. Time down to 10 seconds now. Down to 8. Stotts, floater, short, no good, and here come the Rebels. It was a bad possession for Riverside.
McAnally has to have double-digit rebounds. 2 of his buckets are on like 4 or 5 offensive rebounds.
You're right.
So.
Yeah, he's got a double-double. Down to a minute 33. Durham, a little bit out of control, and it'll be Bay basketball. Both teams have just, and you credit each defense, but some bad decisions being made on the offensive end by both squads.
Yeah, there's contact there on that drive and shot, but Bay defenders there said I don't think you're going to reward a player for being out of control necessarily.
Again, I blame it on the slow pace of play. You try to force things sometimes, and make stuff happen that maybe isn't there. Just trying to speed the game up.
Willard Trying to go up, he draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line with 1:06.
If that's McAnally, that's his fifth.
And it is. The senior has had a heck of a performance. You got to give him credit.
Best game he's played all year.
Well, it's just
in the biggest
been a
moment.
stud, and double-double. There's always one voice I can point out more than any other when the Rebels are here. And they're making sure he was the guy with 5. Coach Campbell.
Well, Coach Campbell's using it. You get a time. They start the clock on you. Coaches a lot of times will take that time to kind of ice the free throw shooter a little bit. And
Tucker Emery comes in, youngster on this team. Willard next, the first one. Sophomore on this Yellow Jacket team. And now a timeout will be taken. Coach Campbell will look to ice the shooter, and he isn't happy. We'll take a break and be back here in just a moment. Got another score update on the girls' game in the 4A3. The Brooklyn Bearcats defeat the Highland Rebels at Highland 59-47. So they will be headed to their district tournament championship. But again, the big story on the night is the Blytheville Chickasaws pull away with an upset victory over one of the better teams in 4A in the Brooklyn Bearcats. They won 59-56. So Bobby Gross and his crew have had a really good year, but come up a little bit short in their district.
Well, we saw it here last night. You see it there. Yeah. It's tournament time, and things like that happen.
I mean, that's why you play the game. Nobody's ever guaranteed wins. Willard's second one going up. He got it. And timeout taken by Coach Brandon. We'll take 1-2 and be back here in just a moment. It's the back here at Bay. Look at the Yellowjackets. Rebels are going to get the basketball. Minute 6 to go in the game. Yellowjackets leading it by 2. Riverside has led the majority of the basketball game, except with the exception of this quarter.
I think Bay started with a 3-0 lead, and this is their second two-point lead of this quarter, and that's it.
That is it. Kicked over to the corner. Drive baseline, Thatcher Durham, and a great drive.
Nice move.
He has been a stud in this basketball game tonight.
They tried to get him a screen out to the corner for the 3, and Bay jumped it, and he ripped and went baseline and finished strong.
All right, 42 seconds to go in the game. Bay with possession. But here they are, kind of dwindling clock down.
You need to score here. You don't want to leave it up in the tie game.
My.
Yep.
And they have turned the ball over, and now Riverside's going to get the basketball.
And they can take the last shot. No shot clock, 22 seconds left.
Here we go, guys. 34 all. Timms has the basketball. Everybody is going to stand up and get on their feet here in Bay. Oh, I say that.
Except us.
Riverside fans will. Bay won't. They'll just sit and stay lethargic. Drive to the bucket, Timms. Oh, my goodness, and they have called a foul on a reach.
That'll be 2 shots over the bonus with 4.1 left.
And Timms will go to the free throw line. And he's pretty much money.
I'm confused. I mean, yes. I mean, if you're a Riverside fan, you're happy, but the call there is.
Yeah, it was a weak call. Timeout going to be taken by Bay. And we'll take one, too. We'll be back here in just a moment. Back here at Bay, 35-34 in favor of Riverside, with Brayson Timms another opportunity to shoot a free throw, make it a 2-point game. He was driving to the hole, a reaching foul was called. And here's the deal, like, could you argue it was a foul? You could argue that. The issue is that in that situation, and what they have allowed the physicality in this game to go, that is an odd time to see that call made. But the bottom line is Brayson Timms has a chance. Now he's got giving the guys the lead, give them a chance to go up by 2 here.
I think Coach Brandon's telling Brent when he gets it, he wants to get a timeout when he gets it to half court.
And that's it. Timeout, Bay. And I'm waiting for the trailer to indicate if we're going to break or staying here. And we're going to stay right here, guys. All right. I'm going to get both of your opinions here. Brad, go to you first. What do you do if you're Brandon?
Well, that was his last timeout, so he'll have to go the full length of the floor with 4 seconds left. I think home court championship game, you want to get it in Justin Brandon's hands and let him go kind of create, pull up. You don't have a lot of time to do much going full court, so I think he's the guy you want to get it with catch on the move, 1 or 2 dribbles and a pull-up shot, try to win this game.
I think the ball goes to somebody else initially, and I think it ends up in Justin Brandon's hands on some type of move up the floor, and I think if that is possible. Otherwise, Justin's got to come back and get it and go. It has to be 1 or 2 players here, and everybody in the gym knows it's either going to be Justin Brandon or it's going to be Evan Stotts. It's one of the 2 taking this shot, and rightfully so. But the question is, how open can they get?
You want to, if you're Riverside, you want them catching, going towards your bucket, not the other way to take that off.
Whoa! What happened? But they set
Hang
the
on.
clock off.
Hang on. That
can't happen.
That's got to be.
They set
that's
the
gotta
clock
be.
off.
Yeah, that has to be played again. Stotts had to throw it up. That's what happened.
There's been a major malfunction. A major malfunction here, and they're going to, I guess,
you got to replay
time.
it. You got to replay it. I mean, you say what you will. The only fair thing to do right here is to replay it.
Yeah, I think that's the right. And Coach Campbell agrees. He says
he did
because in reality, your guys could have relaxed too, thinking the horn went off and gave up a shot.
Yeah, and you don't want it to end that way.
No.
All right, here we go. Stotts will try again. Behind the back, 3-pointer going up, and the Riverside Rebels have come away with a 2A3 District Tournament Championship. Huge congratulations to them. It is the first District Tournament Championship since 2007, and they have had a heck of a basketball season. They come to Bay and beat Bay on their home floor. Guys, what a game.
It was a grind is what it was. It was an absolute grind, 36-34. If you'd have told me that would have been the final score, I'd have lost a lot of money. That could have been very easily been the halftime score, and that's 32 minutes. So what a game that was. Both teams battled. Both teams played well. It's just Riverside's going to come away with a win. That's just a hard-fought victory.
I think it's everything we thought it would be, a one-possession game with the last team with a chance to win at the end. You know, maybe the score's not and the grind not exactly what we thought, but when you get teams like this in the district tournament, they've played several times, they know each other so well, that tends to happen. They know each other so well, so offense is hard to come by, and it's all about making big plays throughout the game and at the end.
Well, and, you know, Brayson got in foul trouble late in the game. And he managed to keep himself in, and he ended up, he's the best player for Riverside. He got the ball in his hands to close out the game, and he executed. I mean, he went to the free throw line, hit both his free throws, so you got to credit him. How about that? Award ceremony coming up next.
Brian, you've been here all week. You want to commend Bay High School and administration and coaches. Ran a heck of a tournament. It was an exciting tournament. Get good games every night. You know, this conference was as deep and balanced as, you know, we had seen. We cover a lot of these games and throughout the season, and we knew it could be anybody's game this week, and it turned out almost chalk with 1 and 2 playing tonight. The co-conference champs going down to the wire.
Well, think about how many, and we knew this going in, and I was telling people I said, come watch, because you're rarely going to see a blowout. You're going to see a lot of close games. We saw 3 or 4 games go into overtime, including the girls' championship tonight. You know, just this, and I personally, and I know you guys feel the same way, you know, we're all about Northeast Arkansas, and we want every one of these teams to go to the regionals, sweep, go to state, and go as far as they possibly can and run into each other again. So, and that's certainly very, very possible. Heck, these two teams could meet up in the regional championship next week at Lake City. Wouldn't that be something if they met now at Lake City next week? I mean, that could happen, guys.
That could absolutely happen.
Very well.
Round 4.
Yeah, Riverside will be the 1 seed playing Wednesday at 8:30 against Palestine Wheatley. And the Bay Yellowjackets will be the 2 seed, and they'll get Carlisle Thursday night at 8:30.
All right, well, award ceremony about to take place. The runner-up trophy goes to the Bay Yellowjackets.
They announced them both as co-conference champions
they
regular
were.
season.
Yep. Well, you had the 2 best teams end up in the finals. That's the way it came out in conference. The Riverside Rebels. I think everybody knows that, you know, I'm a huge Bay supporter, but if there were another team that were going to win this thing, I'm super proud that it is the Rebels. Certainly happy for Coach Campbell, and it's been a while since they brought one of those home, and congratulations to them. Here come all conference. Thatcher Durham of Riverside.
Played big tonight. Had a big bucket there at the end of the game. Hit big threes throughout.
Him and McAnally, I mean, had great games. Marmaduke. Cash Lindsay of Rector. Caden Hartley for Bay All-Conference. Jacob Gaines for EPC. Riley Whitehead, BIC. Joseph McVeigh from Earl. Cash Gillis for the Rebels. John McAllister out of Marmaduke. Nick Patterson, BIC. Who was Tyrus Real, EPC? Teron Hurst for Earl. Evan Stotts for Bay. Brayson Timms for the Rebels. Jax Whitley for BIC. They got 3. Justin Brannon for the Yellowjackets. And Cooper Rabjohn for the Rector Cougars. I believe that is your all-conference team. And Buster Campbell named the Coach of the Year for the Rebels. Well deserved. There's your all-conference team right there. Some really good players on the floor. And now they will look to name the Sean Tillery Award winner. A little bit of a spoiler alert went out on social media a couple days ago about their coach kind of gave the nod of who's going to get this award this year. They're giving the description again of Sean and his family and his son and his parents that are out there right now.
With us tonight to present the award is Sean's son, Jake Tillery. Along with Sean's parents.
Again, Garrett, I say that those new big trophies, NEA Sports.
I heard you say that.
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. They look really good. I was proud of them. Big round of applause for family and Sean's parents and son. A yearly tradition here in this 2A3 conference.
Where the winner attends and will be hung in the lobby of the winter school for all fans to see. The individual winner will also receive an individual plaque for themselves. This year's boys 2A3 conference Sean Tillery Conference Player of the Year is senior
Cooper Rapjohn is the winner of this year's 2A3 conference MVP. Had some unreal performances over the course of his career. Had a 44-point performance the other night here in the district tournament. So congratulations to him. Guys, we've got one more broadcast left to do here in our season, and that will come next Saturday night at Lakes. It will be our regional tournament championship, and I'm very much hopeful that we will see nothing but representatives from the 2A3 in that final at Lake City next week. So make sure to watch out for that one. And congratulations to the Earl Lady Bulldogs and the Riverside Rebels on capturing their district championships here tonight. For Brad Davis and the Dr. Garrett Weaver, I'm Ryan Fletcher saying so long, everybody.